just jump on and do a little impromptu live rather than trying to schedule anything. Let's get some paper out. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Chow. Well, this paper is really thin. I got it from Hobby Lobby. Very flimsy. I don't know if I like it. Find out. So, my friend, Abraham, you might also know him as the 19th Ken Cole, sent me a book of this Bristol Smooth cardstock because he swore by it and insisted that I try it. Hi, Diane. So I thought we would just play around a little bit with it today. And I have some ideas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out on the first one. Let's see how nicely this stuff blends. I'm going to grab my Catherine Pooler ink and shea butter. And I have a little, this is just a knockoff I got from Amazon, but it's great for blending inks. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to blend this entire piece and let's see how smoothly this stuff blends. Okay, some ink on here and just start blending. I want to get it pretty well blended, but I don't want it to be ink to paper. I think what I'll do with this one is sort of a tone on tone situation. So gold, basically this color reminds me of gold, this shea butter. Really love this color. You could do this with, you know, any ink. Over the Moon, Simon Hurley would probably work just as well. And Melissa, I know what you mean. That's why, well, you know, I'm just thinking, you know what? I'm really bored right now. I took off work a little bit early today. So let me just go ahead and hop on here. I don't see anybody else on. Let's go for it. So this little smooth blender with that shea butter is like butter. It's like butter. Look at that. I don't need it necessarily to be perfectly even. Okay, let's put this away. And I don't use this for any other colors except for, I have, but I've decided until I get more, I'm going to designate this to only really light, the yellows and oranges. And what I think I will do here, because I was looking through my Technique Junkie stamps. Where did I put him? Oh, here he is. And, you know, I have some that aren't necessarily Christmas. But I was playing with this one earlier. Let me clean it off here real quick. That one is, this is the Dotted Blooms. So they kind of look like modern snowflakes to me. So that's what I'm going with. Let me just get this cleaned off here. I've been messing with my Brilliance inks. They're just little ones, but man, those suckers are juicy. Woo! I can't imagine what the full ink pad would be like. But they're about as juicy as the Catherine Pooler, but they are pigment. So I'll just get most of that wiped off. I'm going to have to take it to the sink and scrub it with a brush, I think. And let me get out my, move junk out of my way, because I know that Tim Holtz platform is ginormous. And I didn't even clean off that. Maybe I should clean that too. Okay, that's good enough. All right. I'm going to just kind of line this up just in case it tries to move on me. And this piece that I cut is 6 inches by 4.5 because the paper, where did I put the paper pad? God knows. I put it somewhere. Anyway, it's a 9 by 12. So you can get 4 good sized chunks out of it. I'm just going to kind of position this on here. Make sure my magnets aren't in the way. And my way, everything. Like I said, the lid to this thing is ginormous, so I'm just gonna take the same ink and get out to my way so I can move things over. So you guys can see, hopefully you can see, that I'm gonna ink up this with the same shea butter. Okay, since I'm laying the ink on instead of blending it, it's gonna come out darker. And that's what I'm going for. Aiming for darker. Okay. Now, I don't know if your guys's do this, but mine wobbles, which makes me crazy. I don't know why it wobbles, but it absolutely, it just drives me nuts. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. Hi, Cheryl. Who did I miss? Hi, Sandy. Okay. That's good, but I think it needs a second stamping. Stop banging. I don't think I've ever done a live on a Sunday before, because I usually work all day Sundays, and by the time the weekend's over with my job, I am trashed. But y'all, I actually asked for a demotion at work, so I'm gonna get out of management entirely and go back to straight tech support, and I couldn't be happier. I'll lose a little money. I want to say 5%, but it's just for my mental health. I really need to not be yelled at all the time. That's a little gushy right there, but I'm okay with that because we're going to be doing something else here now. This stuff is great for embossing, by the way. And what I have here is I have this tiny Delicata Golden Glitz. I have a big one coming with a refill, but this is what I have for now. So it's going to take a minute, but I'm going to ink this up again in this Golden Glitz. Because if you try to lay it straight down, even though it's pigment, it's still a little bit sheer. So I'm not wanting sheer, I want the color. Doesn't that look like, you know, like totally 50s snowflakes or something like that? No, there's not. I keep looking on the bottom, Diane, and there's nothing there. I keep thinking there must be a stamp under there or something. Why is this thing wobbling like that? And this ink is trying to run dry on me, so it may take a couple of runs on this one too. I have the scrapbook.com, the gold one. This one is more glitzy. See? Nothing on the bottom, just its little feet. I mean, there's a little speck there. I can't imagine it would make it wobble like that. I imagine it's probably supposed to keep it from breaking. Well, whatever. Just make me crazy. See, now we've got some glitzy golden snowflakes, and I think one coat is plenty. Let me just clean this off. So gold on gold, kind of. Again, this was the, what was this stamp? I got junk everywhere, y'all. Now I can't even find the, here it is. Dotted blooms. So what I have is like a TV tray back behind me, and I just tend to pile everything on there, and then eventually when things start falling off because the pile's so high, then I start putting things away. But it's mostly my Christmas stuff. It is hard, and honestly, the other day I had a person screaming at me, telling me wished I would die, and that, you know, my kids were all trash, and, you know, you think you probably shouldn't take that personal, but I don't know how you don't. I don't. If I knew that, I probably would be just fine in this job. But, and it's not to say you don't get yelled at in tech support. You do. But at least there's somebody like me that maybe has a thicker skin that you can transfer out to. You know, if they don't like your answers. But I'm really good at the tech support portion of it and also at the training. So the team that I'm going to get on is a lot of new people in tech. So I'll have an opportunity, you know, to kind of teach people. And I'm just letting this dry because this pigment ink's pretty wet and I want to trim it down, but I don't want to smear it. Yeah, it's a terrible, and I had to ask myself, you know, how can an actual human being talk to another human being that way? Ever. It just doesn't, it doesn't compute, you know. In my mind, I'm like, God, I hope this guy's not married because his wife must be miserable. I don't want to heat set this. I probably could, but I don't really want to, so I'll just kind of flap it around and let it dry a little bit. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I have some ideas. So you guys are going to kill me, y'all, because I bought this when I very first started. I don't even think I had a die cutting machine yet. I didn't know that you needed a machine. I was trying to cut things with the rolling pin and all kinds of stuff. But I think I bought this from Alina Crafts, maybe. And, you know, who knew that I was going to actually stay interested in the hobby. So I didn't keep any of the packaging. I have no idea the name of it, but it is a super cool little die. And I am going to cut. Excuse me, gonna sneeze. Sorry. Oh, don't start that. I am going to cut a little piece out of here, out of this gold. And this is the Joanne Park Lane gold. I think you get 5 or 6 sheets, maybe 10. But I got it for like $2. And scissors, where did I put you? Here you are. And I'm going to go ahead and die cut this out. Get it as close to the edge as I can because I don't want to lose any of my beautiful gold paper. Is that hey? I always forget if there's something reflective you get to see. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my mint tape. And I think that will run through my little die cut thingy. What's this thing called? Sidekick? Yeah. Might as well just run it through there instead of wasting the electricity of running through the big vagabond. If it'll fit, it goes. And it fits. All right. So I'm just going to run that through. I find too that these don't leave as bad. You know how when you put it through your die cutting machine, it kind of leaves scars on your metallic paper? This one doesn't seem to do that. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe it's the pressure. Let's get that out of the way. I tend to keep these two. I have no idea why they... just because I do. Let's get my little pokey tool. Where'd you go? There you are. Mayhem Crafty Cards. Hello. Hi, Sherry. Yeah, no, it's been crazy because the weather just suddenly decided it's going to be cold. I'm sure you could find a die similar to this one. Maybe. Come on out. Yeah, I like it. All right, let me put that back. We're going to need that. We're going to need a... Now I lost the little container I had this in. Fine. There it is. I lose everything in here, y'all. Okay. So I've got this component. I've got the background component. Let's lay this back down. And I'm going to want a sentiment. So I think what I'm going to go with is my standard little Merry Christmas one. Let me make sure it's clean. And this reminds me of Rae Dunn. And I like Rae Dunn. Sometimes I can't think of her name, but yeah. And I don't know if she even still designs anymore. I'm going to take just a plain old piece of accent opaque cardstock. And I'm going to have to turn on my embossing gun, so I like to have it heated up. I'm going to emboss that in gold. Not Princess Gold, the other gold. Regular gold, super fine detail. So I get my anti-static powder bag. And I'm just going to hand stamp here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually stamp it in gold as well. Here's my gold, okay. Let's get a little stamping platform out here. And I like these flatter ones for these. That's not straight at all, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to trim it out. And let me just ink this up really well. And I'm going to leave plenty of room on this piece of paper so I can trim around it straight. Okay, and I'll do one more. I think I want the ink on there a little bit thicker. Give it a little bit of a rock back and forth, not too much. All right. One little spot there would be fine. I'm not going to be picky about it. I've got two. Hey, Pam. Oh, Tara, that's right. It is Tara. Let me just clean the gold off of here. I love gold. Rag, there you are. I think I need a new rag here pretty soon. I love my rags. And it's not really dirty. It's just stained forever. And I just keep this little one right here where I keep my frequently used stamps. I have a pile for frequently used stamps and a pile for frequently used dies. Okay, so we've got our Merry Christmases. Make sure they're cooled off. I'm going to go ahead and trim those down. I don't know if you guys did, but I bought the mini trimmer. I couldn't help myself. And then where I'm cutting this, I'm not worrying about laying it against the sides or anything. I'm lining up this little guide here with just a little bit of overhang. And when I go on this side, I line it up to the 1/4 inch mark. I think that's going to be too much. Yeah. Let me line it up to the very edge here because I don't like a lot of white space around it. There we go. Perfect. And I'll just set this other one aside and trim it off at a later time when I need it. All right. Yeah, dinosaurs, I would never want to meet one in person. Okay, so I've got my Merry Christmas. I've got my star component. Let's see. Hopefully this is dry enough. Yep, it is. I'm going to go ahead and trim this down. And I'm going to trim this down to a little bit under 4 and a little bit under 5 1/4. Because I want to put some gold behind it. So probably just, I'd say about 1/8 of an inch under 4 and 1/8 of an inch under 5 1/4. Kind of eyeballing it. So there I've got my background part. And then I'm going to take the gold, another sheet of the gold. And you know, let me see here. Maybe what I'll do is I'll actually grab these. And so I have a nice finished edge. And I like this gold because it's nice and sturdy. So I need one of these that's 4 1/4 by 5. And you'd think I'd had it memorized, but I don't. I think it's this one. Ugh. Let me just measure here. Yeah, 5 1/4 by 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a little bit, well, yeah, this looks like the right one. Because what I want to do here is I want to save as much of this gold as I possibly can. So I'm going to take, let me see how much leeway this one gives me. Not enough. All right. I'm going to take and cut the middle out of that puppy so I can save that piece. Because I only need the outside edge. Ugh. I hate it when dies move around on you, but they do. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to be pretty close because I am going to want to use this inside piece for something. Okay, let go. These things are kind of flimsy. I guess that'd be a word for it. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out in my Vagabond. All right, where's the other part? There it is. As I said, I tend to bury stuff. Let's see how that cuts it out. I got it real close to the edge, so it may be a brag. We'll find out here in a minute. Looks like it cut just fine. See, now I've got a nice piece here and a nice piece for embellishment type stuff. I'll put those away later. There we go. I always say I'll put them away later, and then I never put them away. And we need a card base. I'm not going to put this on the outside. This is going to lay on top here. Like, yay. So with just a very tiny, tiny gold border without wasting my whole piece of gold piece of paper. Let me grab a white card base here. Hi, Jim. I'm going to start out with gluing this down to this. I'm going to be very careful with my glue because I hate it when I get glue on there. In fact, let me get a paper towel ready. Okay, glue. If I were a bottle of glue, where would I be? Right here. Yeah, if they're dry, definitely return them because oxide should be fairly juicy. I recommend, I mean, yeah, you can go to Joann, but who knows how old those are that are sitting there on the shelves. I order mine usually directly from Ranger. Sometimes Simon Says stamps, but mostly Ranger, because they really stand behind their products. And I like that about them. Okay. Now we're going to place this on here. Try and get it as even as possible before I push down on it. And I don't hardly ever get anything even, but close enough. And I'm going to just kind of take the paper towel and kind of burnish it down with the paper towel, which helps polish off any fingerprints too. And then I'm going to take glue and put it on here. And not too close to the edge, but I do need to get it on the edge. And y'all, I use Reptile Adhesive, and it is back in stock because I just got another bottle of it. And these bottles here, they're actually come in a pack of 50, and they're designed for alcohol ink. But they manage at least this glue very well. Anything that looks too thick, I'm just going to tap a little bit, because I don't want it oozing out onto my gold. And I'm just going to lay this on here, remembering that it's got a teeny tiny border. Okay, and then again, I'm going to take my paper towel and smooth it down. One thing to remember with glue and metallic paper is it does like to slippy slide around, so you don't want to push too hard on it once you have it in the spot you want it. See, now we've got, you know, a little fine gold border without wasting our whole piece of gold paper. And then I think I'm going to need one more element to this. I go here. I think I'm going to go here. Let me grab, I think I showed these to you guys before. I've got these little elements, and I believe I've got a little bird. I want the little bird. If I don't, I'll cut one. Get that out of the way here. I really need to organize. Well, this is my organize. That's silver. I want a white one. There's one. My little turtle. Oh, I could do 2 turtle doves. Let's see if I have 2 of them. That's not a stencil, Pam. That's a stamp. And it's called Dotted Blooms. It's from Technique Junkies. I bought this last year. I fell in love with it the second I saw it when Tracy Schultz demonstrated it. And so I bought it, and I just think it makes a cool wannabe kind of snowflake background. Let's see if I have another turtle dove. Maybe if I set those down. Y'all have so much crap in this thing. I cut multiples of them. There we go. We could do 2 turtle doves, couldn't we? Or is that a partridge? Maybe that's a partridge. What do you guys think? Is it a turtle dove? Hi, Crystal. Is it a turtle dove or a partridge in a pear tree? In a not pear tree. Yeah, I do have a candle that I made. I need to make a bunch more of these because I mean, that would be good too. Hang on. Let me not wreck that. I'm not with the color. I'm wanting the white. So I'm going to stick with, and I'm going to call this a partridge. Don't you think? Whatever. I don't think 2 is going to cut it. I think I want just 1. Come here. One thing about this silicone mat, it's hard to pick stuff up off of it. But, I mean, that's the whole point of it. Okay. So, here we go. Let's put this bad boy together. Let me move my little bird here. I'm going to start, and I'm not popping a lot up because, again, I'm sending out my Christmas cards this year in normal envelopes. I see one spot didn't poke out there. I need it to poke out. Okay, there we go. I think I'm going to go that way. And I'm going to go very light with the glue again. Real light. And I don't need it on the sticking out stars too much. This thumb wants to go. Okay, get my placement. Let me get my tweezers because this stuff's being stubborn. I'm just worried that they're dirty and I'll get my white paper dirty because I use them quite a lot. And that's that. And that. See, if I pop him up, the chances are his legs get bent down or pretty high, so I'm not going to pop him. I could do multiple layers if I wanted to, but I'm not, because we're just playing today. I just want to set him right here on this little stoop thing. See, I did get some dirt on him. Okay. Where is my... I bought one of these, but it's just got a normal eraser on it. It doesn't have the Tombow Mono Sand Eraser. Still works. Because that's just basically a little glue I got on him. It'll rub off the glue. And let me get some foam tape. Where did I put it? Here we go. I think I will, on this Merry Christmas, I think I'll go around the edge in this same gold. Carefully. Try not to smear it. There we go. You'd cut off the legs? Oh man, Melissa, that's cold. And let me just go ahead and lay this on. Maybe so, maybe so. He's not done though. He's getting a heart because that makes him that kind of folk art type thing because it came from a folk art kit. Or maybe he's going to get wings. Okay, pull that off. My glue. Glue, where'd you go? Here you are. Just to make sure it stays stuck down. And the handy part about using the tweezers is your hand's not in the way to try and get everything even. See, I'm going to have this coming up over his feet a bit is why. And then I cut out, I bought this one on Simon Says Stamps. I bought this one set of dies, right? And I think I got them for a couple of bucks. But you really need stamps to go with them. But they had these 3 hearts. And so I bought them just for the hearts. And this is the smallest of the 3. So I could make this a little wing like that. What do you think? Stay. Well, you're right. She would be sitting on a nest. That's true. Still, I'm keeping the legs. Can have this come up and have it be a little wing, which I think in the original die set, the heart-shaped one like that, it was meant to be this. Or I could just have a heart on her like that. Hi, Emerald Queen. Hey, Elizabeth. So, Yeah, I'm going to keep it as a wing. So what I was, the whole point of this video was that Abraham, also known as Ken Cole the 19th, insisted I try this Bristol Smooth paper for ink blending. And so that's what we're doing. So there, we've got a little gold Christmas card. Yeah, I know. Let's see if I can make it not shine. Fat chance of that. We're gonna shine, baby. Let's do another one a different way here. Let's get this guy out of the way. And I'm gonna use the same stamp, and I'm gonna use Catherine Puller ink. Let me put the lid on this glue because it'll be a minute before I need it. And I think this time, with my little flakes, I'm going to white heat emboss them. Let me clean up my other embossing powder mess. And I always move this, by the way, if I'm messing with glitter or embossing powder, because it doesn't like to wipe it off very well. I basically have to take it to the sink or throw it in the dishwasher. And I will spill. Why don't I use a coffee filter? I always run out of coffee filters. I don't run out of this. So let me grab some white. That's clear matte dull. I don't want that. Is my white? Yep, I've got some white superfine detail. And I've got my Versamark ink. Need this. Okay, let me get that out of the way for a minute. And get my stamping platform back out. And get all this other crud out of the way so I can function. And I'm going to use again the Bristol Smooth. I place it basically in the same place. Get that out of my way for a sec. And I go ahead and use my anti-static powder bag that's very, very empty almost. To be fair, I've had it for like a year, so, and I did quite a bit of embossing. Applesauce-free apples? Wait, what does that even mean? Okay. Whatever. And let me just put another magnet down here so it doesn't move on me in case I have to stamp it twice. And I'm going to mush down my Versamark. This is the cleanest one I have. I'm going to go ahead and warm up my embossing tool here, heat tool. Hi, Mac. Mike's making pizza again, this time pepperoni. Last night he made sausage. I said, why did you make sausage pizza? Pepperoni is the way to go. And you probably can't see that, but it appears to have stamped just fine. Get this out of the way. Okay. Just dump the embossing powder on here. There may be a little sparkly in there. That's fine. Use it one. Well, you know, it's weird because of the time change, you know? I'm going to go ahead and just make sure this is all good and embossed. Oh, fruit milk, okay. I love apples with pork. And it will take a minute to get the whole thing embossed, obviously, because there's a lot there. Just have to kind of tilt it side to side to make sure there's no crusty pieces. Ouch. Okay. There we go. Now you can see nothing, right? That's expected. Hi, Kim. You know, I fell back last night and I stayed up really super late because I felt like I could, which was probably not the best idea. But it felt like, well, it's not really as late as it is. I don't know. The things your brain does to you. Okay. Let me make sure that's nice and cool so I don't smuggle stuff all over. And I'm going to get a clean paper towel, cleanish paper towel. And I am going to go in with this new Catherine Puller color in Dress Blues. Oh, I love this color. I really do. But I want to go in with, I'm going to actually go in with my Lavinia Stamped stencil brush, because I like the way it blends. And I'm just going to start throwing down color. Nice deep blue color. Hello, phone. Okay. Just want to make sure that I'm not, one of my people aren't going live. Okay, and I like to, some people wait, but I like to wipe it off right away. And this ink does kind of stain it a little, see? It really doesn't come back out as white as I wish it would. But I don't want to use any water because the ink's water reactive, and I haven't played with this paper and water, so I don't know what happens if you add water to it. I know, like the paper that I have, the accent opaque, gets warts. Just go in and try and grab some of that excess ink that I started off. A little darker over here. And remember, I'm going to be trimming this off. Okay, I'm good with the blue. Now I'm going to switch gears here. Just wipe this up here. And I'm going to take my paper towel on a clean spot, and I'm just going to kind of clean off my brush a bit. And then I am going to go in with the grape crush. I think Mike turned on the heater. It feels hot in here. Might just be the lights. I'm going to go in with the grape crush. And I really want to dab that one off. I'll just dab it on a corner here. And I'm just going to go in around these guys. And give them a little purple. See, I'm not re-inking the brush at all. Just throwing down color. Saves me having to spend a lot of time cleaning it after I'm done. Well, there we've got, I need a little bit more purple over here. And I'm not too worried about this piece here because it's likely I'm going to cover it up. Okay, there's another background. And what we going to do with it? I don't think I'll use that same wreath. Well, I probably just accidentally got water on here, so we'll find out. Let's go ahead and trim that down. Isn't that a gorgeous blue? I adore that blue. I'm going to go ahead and do the same kind of trimming to this one. So I'm going to trim it to a little under 5 1/4. And a little under 4. Perfect. You can see where I got a little bit over there. Doesn't matter. I thought about that, but I've already got a mess. So, and I don't want a wet mess here. All right, what will I do with this one? Okay. Would I really want to go this way? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm definitely going to go with a different color sparkly there. Let me get my sparkly pad out. See if we can find a sparkly that I like with it, which of course is going to be in the blue range, but it can't clash. If they clash, they're not going. Oh, wow, that hurts. I think the silver. Yep, I'm going with the silver. I do have white though. Where'd my white go? What do you guys think? Silver or white? No opinions? I think I'm going to go with the, I don't know. This is a hard decision. There's white. There's silver. If I do white, though, then I can make my, whatever I put on here, also sparkly white. Silver, could do the same. And it's barely going to show. All right. I see enough silver votes. This I got, it's also from Hobby Lobby, and of course it's going to be a stinker trying to get out of here. And the paper, this particular brand was on sale for 50% off, so the pad was like $17.99. Yeah, and I got it for $9. And there's 36 pieces in here. I don't know if it was the best deal, but it had the most colors, and I'm all over color. This is probably way too... I'm still here, aren't I? Okay. Sometimes I have to double check. Let's go trim this down. I'm going to trim that down to... I'm going to go just a hair over 4. And I'm going to go just a bit over 5 1/4. And I am going to actually just trim this one off. And then I've got this leftover piece, and then I'll have that whole leftover center piece. Let's get that middle one I used. Oh, where are you? Was it this one? Yep. Okay. Pick up. I'm not going to use a ton of tape on here because I don't know if the tape will lift the glitter. I don't know this paper yet. Just one piece just to kind of hold it still while I run it through. Sorry about that. Choking on my spit. Where'd it go? Well, my Hobby Lobby is quite a ways away, but I think we had this conversation. It's worth the trip because nothing bundt cakes. Yeah, that's going to be pretty. And I think I will go with white cardstock, unless I might have a perfect blue. Let me check my blue. Where are you? There's gold. Oh, this is, no, that's black. Okay, you're buried under the red. Is this blue? Yeah, that's blue. All right. I've got a piece of blue and I've got a piece of white. Wrong blue. It's a good blue and it goes great with this silver, but it's not the right blue for this blue. So white it is. Oh, that's nice, Crystal. My Hobby Lobby is probably a good 20 minutes away. It's still in Huntsville, but Huntsville is such a huge city. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I still have to decide what I want to put on this doggone thing. This stuff's pretty flimsy. Okay. And you can't do the paper towel trick with this because it's glitter. I'm disappointed with all my local craft stores. My local Joann doesn't really have anything. The only Tim Holtz stuff they carry is mostly alcohol ink and, you know, some of the, what's that line? Okay, I can't think of it right now. Ideology. And some paper, and like they don't carry any distress ink. They do carry oxide. They just don't carry enough stuff for my liking. And then my Michaels, they are down to basically half a row for stamping stuff. And Hobby Lobby, Yeah, they just, I feel like oh, that's pretty. It's a little bit much on that side, but I can't really move it much now, so we'll live with it. Let me just put a block down on this to make sure it dries flat. Yeah, and so like I'm reduced to shopping online, and I don't mind shopping online, but sometimes I just want to go out into the world and spend my money. And, you know, bring the stuff home that I bought right now and play with it. Okay, what do I have that will go on here? Let me see what I've got in dyes over here. And I got a bunch of them. Oh my gosh, you guys. This set right here is a nightmare. I did one and I will never do another. Oh, look. We like snowflakes. I wonder how well that'll cut out of the glitter paper, though. Oh, Family Dollar. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I go to a Tuesday morning time to time. Let's see the size of that. Yeah, that's a good size. I have those 3D glitter snowflakes. Where are you guys? That I already cut out. Where are you? What happens when you have a lot of crap? You have a lot of crap. Let's see here if any of these. Oops, that one's broken. I don't think so. Do I like a sparkly one? Or do I like a dull one? No, I don't know. The dull one kind of goes better with this, but the sparkly one goes better with the edge. I have a little purple, but we had this dilemma before where I couldn't hang with the way that I had tried to arrange my snowflakes. No. I think I'm going to cut, where did I put it now? The one I took out a second ago and put someplace. You guys, this is how crazy I am. I put it down somewhere and now I have no idea where it is. Did you see where I put it? Well, I mean, I'm thinking of cutting several layers on this one here, if I can find where I put it just now. Like, totally, I set it down and now it is gone. There's that I'm going to cut it from. You think it's in the pile? It probably is. That's why I'm putting them back in the bowl. Yep, you're right. It's in the Where's Waldo? We might still use these yet. I mean, I spent all the time cutting them out and coloring them and doing whatever I did to them. I thought that I might just hang them in my Christmas tree this year. I don't have a lot of Christmas ornaments. In fact, I don't have any because I haven't celebrated. Not that I don't celebrate Christmas, but I just haven't felt like celebrating or having a tree or anything. But now I've got my little office and there's room for a nice tree and cats can't get it. Okay. I'm going to get my precision plate out and cut that out. really warped. I need a new one. We'll see what kind of war I have with this one once I get it cut out. Yeah, it didn't cut all the way through. Well, maybe it did. Yeah, it did. It's just, glitter paper is funny when you go to cut it out. Because it's a little bit, maybe I want to say elastic, stretchy. I don't know. Okay, that's the easy part. Now comes the fun part. I'm going to move this because when you lay paper on here, it likes to stick. And I'm going to poke these out from this side because I can see them. And they're poking out just fine. Wow, my video is like super behind the one I'm watching here. So my battery's okay. Battery looks good on my phone. Okay. Not sure what that's about, but it's like a long time ago. So I'm not even going to look at that. I'm just going to look at chat. Now, Tim talks about you can sit and do this while watching television. Well, he can sit and do it while watching television. I cannot. I'm just not really that... I don't really enjoy that kind of... I can't crochet and watch TV. I just get into like a zone when I'm doing, you know, this kind of tiny work. You know, I don't know if anybody here crochets, but when you crochet, it's pretty tedious and repetitive, but still, if you're doing like the kind of crochet that I like to do is very intricate, so it requires concentration and counting. And I absolutely cannot count with noise in the background. It's kind of like when you're trying to read a book and you're distracted and you keep reading the same paragraph over and over again. Come on. Get that little M out. Lots of little M's. Hi, Susie. Jonna. If I didn't say hi before, Marva. I'm kind of just doing an impromptu live just for the heck of it. Okay, and what I'm doing here, and I was saying I was going to stack these, but I don't know that I'm going to because this is taking forever just to get this one apart. Then again, this is glitter paper, so, and it's pretty flimsy paper. It's not a stiff paper at all. These little pieces are the most... Come on. Okay. Yeah, because normally I do my lives a little bit later, and you know, for some people in the evening. Kim, I just saw your question. I pre-cut all those snowflakes. I don't know, a week or so ago. As soon as I got the die, I went to town on snowflakes. And I cut those mostly out of the Sizzix papers, the opulent papers. And then some of them I colored on a live with Tim Holtz crayons. See, these are the time-consuming parts, just getting these itty-bitty little pieces out. And I know you can run the little Sizzix brush over them, but this one, I don't want to mess up any of my glitter. It doesn't seem to be getting all over me, so I'm not too concerned about, you know, it coming off on someone. Hi, Karen. Hi, Dawn. I keep trying to check back to see who's here, and if you guys have questions, feel free to ask and talk amongst yourself. Talk about food. That's one of my favorite subjects, as we all know. Come on off there, you stinker. Almost got it. Just got to get the very tippy tips now. Sometimes I'll lay it on there, see how it's going to look. I'll probably do, I might do a white background for this. Maybe. I think it'd be cool if these would come with a shadow die, so that you could, you know, you could have some backer to it if you had a really busy background. We'll have to write Tim a letter and say, hey, could we have... Oh, sure, I'll throw that in my schedule, no problem. I tried to catch his live from yesterday today, because usually Sunday mornings we're not super busy at work, but today was an exception. People were there and on 10 needing help. So I probably watched about 20 minutes of it. And then I played Nancy's live, but I didn't actually watch it because I can't do that while I'm working. But I know that, you know, if you have the video playing, it still supports the maker. That's cool. I really like that. I would like to have some earrings like that. Well, not that big. Obviously, I'm too old for big earrings. Let me just get that. All those little... You could probably use those as confetti inside of a shaker card, except for they're white on one side. So, if I have... Yeah, definitely the background is too busy to... Let me put it on a circle. See, these are the little hearts I was telling you about from Simon Says stamps. It came in a kit that said Mama or Cool Mama or who knows what the heck it said because it went with the stamp set. But I wanted those hearts. Okay. Let me get... And it doesn't have to. It can be a little bit of overhang, I think. Yeah. All right. Let me cut this from some white cardstock. Not my, just use the plain old accented paper. Hey, you know, I'm from the 70s. We wore earrings like that back then. Gigantic hoops. And I still have 80s earrings that were pretty humongous too, but they tended to be closer to your face, you know, like clip-on type earrings like our grandmother used to wear. Yeek, don't knock that over. Now I don't even wear them at all. On very rare occasion, I might throw in a pair, but from all those hoop earrings and long hair, I can tell you that I had ripped my ear holes to shreds. No, it just doesn't show up well enough. What if I make this blue? Let's try it. This is the process, folks. That's why sometimes it takes a long time to make a card. Let's go in with this dress blue. Where did I get my wet pads? sure what you mean. Oh, good luck with that. I gave up on my magic mat a long time ago. I do want to make sure I get the outside edges really well here. Okay. Where's my water? I'll just clean up like that. Oh, that color is so pretty. Even smushed, it's pretty. I haven't ink smushed with my Catherine Polar inks yet, but I intend to. Well, I just did, but yeah. Now that can pop up a little bit. This will dry back some. Yeah, I'm good with that. And I'm not even gonna, you know, I'm gonna, oh, I remember I tried to do this the other night and I couldn't find my, my stick it stuff. So glue it is. I still haven't found it. I've been looking. And I'm just gonna put some little dots here and there. And I'm not even gonna go all the way out to the edge. And well, I don't need to go out to the edge because it's going to kind of hang over. And then I'm going to take my snowflake and I'm going to lay it down there and get off the excess glue so it doesn't stain up my blue here. Okay, if I pop that up, I don't know. Yeah, if I pop this up, I'm still going to need some sort of a sentiment, but do I want the sentiment to go across here? Decisions. Stick a wad of gum on the back and use that for what? This thing? Are you talking about this? This is, yeah, this is a baking mat. I got them from QVC, and they're different than any others because, trust me, I've tried them all because they're sticky on both sides. So like a lot of the silicone craft mats you get, they're kind of slippery on one side. And this thing, I mean, nothing moves. Nothing moves. You can, till the cows come home. All right, let me pop that thing up. Where are my... There we go. Yeah, these are really cool. It was a cool discovery I had. Of course, you've seen these before. You've seen these before. This one I made to, you know, fit one of these type. You can cut them up and just lay them wherever and lay your ink on. Or if you have one big enough for card, you can lay your card, do stencil on. You can lay this on top of your Wendy Vecchi mat and use your magnets, and you're all over the place. So it's cool beans. Da-da-da. A lot of times I buy these at the dollar store. But if they come on sale at scrapbook.com, I grab them there. I don't entirely trust the dollar store ones to stay stuck. But I haven't really kept anything around long enough to put it to the test. This is a lot of them. I probably could have gotten away with got 2 there. Probably could have gotten away with just some foam foam. Meh. And here's how I pick these off. I use the same hole and just pick them off. Come on. I absolutely hate popping things up because of this particular war. I like it the way it looks popped up. I just don't like messing with these things. These ones are really sticky, so these must be the scrapbook.com ones. I mean, really sticky. I keep sticking to them. What loses its flavor? Am I hair still? Okay. Sometimes I have to check because I went off one time while I was doing a live and I didn't even know it. I was just going on and on and on. And I don't know how long I'd been gone. And I was wondering where all my viewers went. I was like down to 0. I'm like, oh, I feel so bad. I scared everybody away. All right. Okay, see what I mean though? Everything sticks to this. It's very hard to pick up paper off of it. So it doesn't matter though, because to me, it's just worth it. All right, we need a sentiment. And don't use the same one. Let's see here. Let's see what I've got in my repertoire over here. People send me these things too. I've had a lot of people, you know, with card exchanges that send me this kind of stuff, which is super cool. Definitely, I don't. Come here. May your heart and home be filled with peace. Nay, I don't like that. I like this sentiment. Did my video connect to a Bluetooth? I don't think so. You're not hearing anything, Melissa? Your grandkids laugh at you when you say cool beans? I've been saying that for years. I almost feel like, oh look, there's a bird. There's a silver bird. I don't know, maybe. In this case, I probably would cut its feet off. Let's think about that. I may not do a sentiment except for the inside. Just because I'm just not loving. Just not loving them, that's all. Yeah, I'm skipping the sentiment. I'll stamp one on the inside when I get ready to send it, or I'll just write my own. I think. Let's cut his little feeties off. Yeah, it's kind of a partridge family bird. I think he needs to be popped up a wee bit too. Yes, he does. Here they are. He or she. My new office, I have 2 bird feeders right outside the window. And I get visited a lot by cardinals and beautiful little finches. It's so awesome. Just, it's really relaxing when I'm working, looking out the window and watching them. I'm just going to lay that here until I get it positioned. There we go. A very sparkly card using a non-Christmas background. And in case you missed the first part, this was the first one I did. And this one I did tone on tone, so I used the... Excuse me, guys, I need water. I used the Catherine Puller Shea Butter, ink blended it on here, and then stamped it on here and coated it with gold. Oh, gosh, don't make me feel bad about cutting his legs off. All right, guys, I gotta go. I gotta get a drink of water. I'm dying here. I think my husband turned on the heat and it's making it hard to breathe. I do want to thank everybody for coming to see me. I think that's most people I've had at one of my lives. I think I maybe have to think about doing them at oddball times. Anybody have any questions? Report me for coughing. Oh, for cutting the legs off. Go for it, Ming. Maybe I'll go to jail and somebody will feed me. You guys have a great night. Thanks again for coming.